You may be asking, who is Charlie Renning? So I just wanted to spend a few minutes telling you a little bit about where I have come from. To do that, I want to take you back to a Friday afternoon in the year 2000. And we sat in Russell Square House, which is a big open plan office in central London. And it's a bit like the scene from The Wolf of Wall Street. I'm not sure if you've seen The Wolf of Wall Street, but it's pinstripe suits, it's white shirts, it's selling. And in amongst this crazy sales atmosphere is sat the farmer's son. And Friday afternoon always meant sales meeting with Bigsy. Now Bigsy's this big Ron Atkinson lookalike, bald head, overweight, again pinstripe suit, white shirt. And Bigsy would be saying something like, "Next week, you will sell more. I want you on your feet and on the phone between the hours of 11 and 1 every day, without fail. I don't care whether you're calling your granny, your mum, a complete stranger. But next week, you will sell more, or one of you's out of here." Wow. Now at the time, I was sat next to Matt. And Matt's this precisely dressed, tall, spiky-haired guy. I said, "Matt, who the hell does Bigsy think he is? I've been giving financial advice now for a little bit less than a year, and I've really enjoyed helping people save for their future, protect their family, get their money working harder for them. But all we ever hear about is Bigsy and his sales targets and being forced to flog people anything that we can. Surely there's got to be a better way of giving financial advice." "Charlie, I agree, man. I think we should pack this in. This is no good for us." And 4 years later, I was sat with Matt in the Chucker Bar on Regent Street in Langham Hilton, central London. And that's a colonial smoky bar with polo sticks on the walls. And I said to Matt, it's 4 years since we were with Bigsy. And we've worked for two of the largest firms of independent financial advisors in the country. And yeah, okay, we're now giving independent advice rather than selling one company's products. But really, has much else changed? Aren't we still just flogging people products? "Charlie, I agree, man. I think we've got to get out of this. In fact, do you know what? I'm quitting this industry. I've had it. I've been reading this crazy book by a guy called Tony Robbins. You might want to check it out. But I'm out of this industry." So I found a job that I love and an industry I hate. And my best mate in the industry is leaving me. So I want to fast forward now to a Sunday night in the year 2011. And we're in the Excel Arena in London. The lights are dark, but I'm surrounded by 6,000 people. And those people are screaming, yelling, crying. And I'm at an event called Unleash the Power Within. This is Tony Robbins' most famous event, and it's most famous because of the firewalk. So yes, during the course of those 4 days, I walked across burning hot coals. But actually it wasn't the firewalk that really changed my life that weekend. It's what gets called the Dickens process, which happened on that Sunday night in amongst the screaming and the yelling. Now out of the darkness comes Tony's voice. Now Tony's a big 6'7" American guy, hands bigger than I am. And out comes his voice of, "I want you to imagine what your life will look like 20 years from now. Look back over your last 5 years. What decisions have you been making that are impacting your life today and will form your life 20 years from now? Look at that life 20 years from now. What loved ones do you know today that are no longer in your life 20 years from now because of the decisions you made today? What can you no longer do 20 years from now because of the decisions you made today? Because it's in our moments of decision our destiny is shaped." Charlie, he's right. 5 years ago, you set up your own financial planning business and made it the best financial planning business that you possibly could. But what have you given up for that? You've given up time with Carol, you've given up time with Fiona and Bronwyn, seeing them grow up. And look at yourself. You're as unhealthy as you've ever been. 20 years from now, life is going to be pretty horrible. They're going to have left, and you're going to be in no shape to do any of the things that you love. You know, Tony said something that weekend which really intrigued me. He said, if you make the same decisions today as you made yesterday, you'll get the same results tomorrow as you got today. So what decisions are you making today expecting a different result from? And what decisions could you make today that could ultimately transform your life 20 years from now? Now I want to fast forward, because when I left that event, I thought, this is amazing. I can transform my life. I can transform the way I spend my time with my family. But actually, I can do a better job for our clients. But really, did anybody listen to me preaching? Not really. So I want to fast forward to the 17th of September 2015. And I'm in my Rutland office. Now, my Rutland office is a converted barn on a farm. We look out of our meeting room window across fields, and we've got red kites swooping in the sky and hares playing on the ground. And I'm in this client meeting with a long-standing client of mine called David. Now, David is bald, wears glasses, shorter version of me, I suppose. And yes, for those of you who've met me, that is possible, thank you very much. And David says to me, Charlie, as you know, it's time for me to stop working. And thanks to all the help you've given me over the years, I now understand that I've got all the money that I need to be financially secure for the rest of my life. But you know what? That isn't really what concerns me the most. What concerns me is, what am I going to do with my time when I stop working? Am I going to be bored? And how am I going to maintain my health? I've always been on my feet. How am I going to do that in retirement? Well, David, I've got some exciting news for you. Because today, this morning, a huge box arrived at our offices. And in that box are the first copies of my new book, The Dream Retirement: How to Secure Your Money and Retire Happy. And whilst the first half of that book will be fairly familiar territory for you, because of course we've been managing your money all these years, that's what the front half focuses. The second half of the book is about how you spend your time and how you improve your well-being and really create your life 2.0, the new version of your life. And if you like, I'll even sign the first copy. Now, what I didn't tell you was that David was a very special client to me. Not only was he my first client back in Big Z days, but he was also my father. So that book has led to a roller coaster of success for us. Firstly, I started getting featured in the national newspapers, on the radio, and also sharing the stage with some internationally renowned speakers. And nowadays, Efficient Portfolio, my financial planning firm, is ranked as one of the top financial planning practices in the country. You don't need to take my word for that. That's what the Daily Telegraph has said. That's what some of our industry magazines have said. And that's also rubber stamped by the fact that we're a chartered financial planning firm, which puts us in the top 7% of all advisory practices in the country. But you know what? There's nothing special about me. What is special is that we're helping our clients and many, many more people really create a financially free future for themselves, really create their dream retirement. So that's where I've come from, and I'd love to help you create your dream retirement. Thank you for watching this video.